Hey everyone, so let me walk you guys through how to make a keychain in Tinkercad. So there are three main parts to this. There's the box, which serves as the base. So there's my box, and notice the edges are rounded, and it's moved slightly to the left. And then there's the text, which is colored as transparent, so it will end up being a hole, kind of like dug out of that box. And it also moves up so it doesn't stick through the bottom of my block or of my box. Then there's the cylinder, which shows up there in the middle. And I'm going to move that cylinder over to the left. And I'll create a group to turn everything into a hole when I'm done. And so that's my keychain. So let's walk through this process and kind of the reasoning behind it. So here is starting with a box. And I'm going to scroll down and start with some text. And I will move those things as I need to move them. So let's change my text to be Steve, and I'm going to leave the height as 10. I'm going to change the edge step to 1, so my text will be a little bit bigger. And I like the sans mono myself. Sans means it's not fancy, and mono means it's equally width letters. And let's run this and see what it looks like. So you can see what happens. My box needs to be wider, but not as thick. And I can see that my name Steve is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 8 blocks wide. So that's 80 units. So I probably want to make my box at least 110. And I think I need to make the length of it a little bit wider than 20, so I'll make that 30. And I don't need the height to be 20. I think I'll make the height 10. And let's see what this does just for kicks. So that's not bad. Eventually, I'm going to move the letters up a little bit and turn them into holes. By changing the edge to 10, it will really round off the edge as well. So let's do that. That is perfect. I need to move this box about 10 units to the left so there's room for the hole. So I'm going to grab the move block and put it in between the box and the text. And I want to move it to the left in the X direction, so that is -10. And let's see what that does. That'd be nice. That's going to be pretty good. There's room enough for the hole on the left-hand side. So let's move the text up. I don't want it sticking out the bottom, or I don't want it to be to the bottom. So right now, the height of my text is the same as the height of my block. So I'm just going to move my text up 5 units or 6 units. I think I'll make it 6 units. And that text will not be there. It's actually going to be a hole when we're done. So we'll go back and change that to transparent in a bit. But that's going to be okay. Let me change the color so it's a little bit easier for you to see. There you go. So that's easier to see the Steve. Now we need to add a cylinder to be our hole. So I'll scroll up to the top and get a cylinder. And when I run it, I just want to see how the cylinder turns out. So when I run it, the cylinder pops right there in the middle. There it is. And I can see that is really way too wide. The radius is too large. So I'll probably change my radius. So I think I'll change the radius to 5. The height is fine because I'm going to turn this into a hole. So I want the cylinder to be thicker than the box that I have. So 20 for the height is fine. What I need to do is I need to move this cylinder to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll probably move it 55 units to the left. So I'll get my move block. And I'll attach that to the bottom. And I'll make my X -55. And let's see how this turns out. That might be a little too close to the edge. Let me try -50. And I don't know if -50 will be enough either, but we'll try that. That might not be far enough to move it, but we'll see. Well, that's not bad. I'm going to tinker with that number a little bit. I want it to go a little bit further, so I'll go 52. And the only thing that is left to do then is to turn the name and the cylinder into the transparent so we can make a hole out of it. So I've clicked on my text and made that transparent. I will click on the cylinder and make it transparent. And I'm going to grab the purple create group block and drop that underneath. And so when I run that again, there it is. So you can see that my name is kind of embedded in the block itself, but that will print out very nicely. And I've got a nice hole at the end for a leather, a string, a chain. And that will be wide enough to fit with most keychains. So give this a try, make some modifications. You might need to make your box wider. I have 5 letters in my name, and each letter is about 15 units wide. So for every additional letter, you have to probably increase that by 15 or 20, but give this a try and play with it. Let me know how it works out.